What's going on, everyone? I'm here with Theo Melin Öhrström, all the way from Stockholm, Sweden. One of
Sure.
A&M's newest commits, tied in. Theo, how's it going? It's a lovely 2 p.m. here in the States, but it's 9 o'clock. You just got off practice. What's
Sure.
life like right now in Sweden?
It's great. I just got back to my school, RIG Academy, over here in Sweden. We just started up our workouts again after the summer. We got some new freshmen coming in, so it's great getting to learn, getting to know them, and just, seeing what they're made of, and being able to, I guess, teach them some of the things I've learned while I've been in the U.S. over the summer and stuff.
Sure. So I think there's some people who might not understand kind of what this academy is that you go to, and how this works, how you're doing classes and learning American football.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the academy.
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's pretty similar to like a high school football program. So what we have is like we have we have practice every morning. We have lifts. We have like football practice. We have like all different types of practice. Like we can have sprint practice too. So we have practice from 7:30 till 9:30 every morning, uh, and then I go to school from 10:30 till around 4:30 every day. And that's pretty much like how my like everyday life is. So I get up at 6 in the morning, go to practice, and then get home at like 5. And then so like today it's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock right now. So I got home from school, and then I was at the field from 5:30 till 8:30.
Wow, wow. And so why American football? How did they get tied in with this sport so much, all the way over there away from America?
I mean, we there's obviously some interest in American football over here. So I guess the whole objective of the academy is to, let me just make sure you can see me right now.
You're
Uh,
good.
the whole objective of the academy is to produce national team players for the Swedish national team in American football, uh, and for us to be able, and for the players that get produced to help the national team win medals in like Nordic championships, European championships, world championships. That's like that's the original objective of the whole academy. But now, I mean, we've got such a good developmental program that we keep on producing very good players, or not we, our coaches and the whole program keep producing great players all the time. So we're getting more and more players going over to the U.S. and playing college football.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, what is your journey into the sport? When did you first get hooked on American football, and then find yourself at this academy?
So I started playing like soccer when I was 5. Uh, I played all the way until I was about 13. I played goalie like pretty much the whole time, um, and I kind of like started knowing a little bit about football when, well, my first impression of football was me watching YouTube videos of Dude Perfect making like trick shots, especially one with Odell Beckham Jr. that they made ahead of I think it was Super Bowl 49. So they made a video with Odell Beckham Jr. and then I kind of like got interested there. And then that summer I went to the U.S. with my mother, my grandma, and my little sister, and I bought a football there, brought it back to school, brought it back and started playing with it at recess with my friends in school. And like from there, I just like really started loving football and ended up playing. And then about 2 years ago, I started at RG Academy, and from there, it's just my development has just gone like up really really fast.
Yeah, yeah. You talk about playing soccer and playing goalie. The
Yeah,
the the correlations between reactions, hand-eye coordination, catching. There's probably some similarities there between goalie and
absolutely.
tight end.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. When I've talked to some of like, I know when I was talking to Jamie Ruckert at Ohio State, tight end over there, he said he played goalie in soccer when he was a kid too. So I think there's definitely some correlations between being a good goalie and being a good tight end.
Being a soccer fan, I have to go. Did you have a favorite soccer team that you follow?
Yeah, well, I had my like local team, like this my Swedish team that I really liked, and then from uh, from when I was a kid, I my favorite team was Barcelona, and
Gotcha.
then and then once when my dad brought me, he like won tickets to the Europa League final one year, so like for my birthday, we went to Amsterdam and watched the final there, and
Wow.
that was between Chelsea and I think it was Benfica of Portugal, and like from there I just really started liking Chelsea.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, actually, I just turned off my Leeds game, Carabao Cup game to do this.
Leeds?
So, yeah, I'm a big Leeds guy,
Oh,
in
really?
England. So, anyway, you talk about watching Dude Perfect videos to get into American football. Did any of that connection with them with A&M have you learn about A&M as a university, or did that
Uh,
come more with talking to coaches and stuff?
I mean, I knew that they had gone to A&M, but it wasn't really anything or something that I like thought about when I was getting recruited. It was just like a cool thing that the reason I started playing football is now where I'm gonna like that whole thing pretty cool. Like with me going to A&M and they had went to A&M and everything. So I mean, it's cool, but it's not something that I thought about a lot.
Yeah, yeah. So what is the recruitment process like for a guy in Sweden? How did you start to get in contact with coaches? How did you do visits? What did that whole process look like?
Uh, I mean, I would say it's a lot. It goes a lot faster than for most American kids because with me, I only got my first offer pretty much like beginning of June this year when I
Wow.
went on the Dream Fishes tour with these guy recruits, uh, and then I got like the offers when I was in the U.S. and then I went home like beginning of July and kind of just because I know especially now with the pandemic and everything, it's pretty hard for me to go to the U.S. and visit schools. So I just figured like it would be best for me to make a decision now ahead of the season, uh, and just try to take visits if it's possible during the season or after the season. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So, what did the interaction with? Well, first off, I think I read something that when you did come to do these visits in America, did you have to like go to the Caribbean first to
Yeah.
quarantine? Was there?
So there was like a big travel restriction on pretty much all of Europe. Uh, and so what I had to do was I traveled to Costa Rica to my godmother's where she lives, and I was there for 2 weeks. So like for the last 2 weeks of school, I was in Costa Rica and did all my classes like there.
Wow.
Then I flew from Costa Rica to Atlanta, and then I went on the tour and we traveled around all of the U.S.
That's so
Uh,
cool. That's so.
yeah,
What
it was a cool experience for sure.
what were the different schools that you made visits to, and kind of what parts of the country did you make visits to?
Uh, we started in Georgia, and then we went up to Clemson. From Clemson we drove, or from South Carolina we drove to Alabama, and then Florida. And then we drove all the way up to West Virginia, and then we went to Ohio State from there, and then drove back down to Atlanta, and then from there we drew all the way from we drove all the way from Atlanta to Houston.
Wow.
So and then we did like a little tour in the Texas area. So we went to schools like LSU, Oklahoma, and then like all the big schools in Texas.
Cool, man. So what was it ultimately about A&M, their pitch that made you settle that this was the place you wanted to be?
I kind of just felt like the connection I built with Coach Coley and Coach Fisher and all the rest of the coaching staff at A&M, like I felt comfortable, and I think my parents really felt comfortable that me like moving all the way across the Atlantic. I think we all felt comfortable with me being in a place like that, and then obviously seeing what Coach Fisher and Coach Coley have done with tight ends that they've had in their systems, like really made a big difference too, and like what they've done with Jalen Watermeyer now the last couple of years. So I feel, I guess, yeah, the connection with the coaching staff, and then tight end usage was the two main things.
Yeah, yeah. Well, for people who haven't got to watch your highlights or anything, what would you say your skill sets are? What kind of tight end? How would you describe yourself as a tight end?
I would say I'm a tight end that I can stretch the field. So I have good ball skills, and I run routes well for my size, and like I can definitely go up and get it. That's my game.
Yeah, yeah. And what are you the most excited about in getting over here? Not only at football wise, college wise, but just kind of being in a different part of the world.
It's just gonna be like really cool to learn a new culture, like college wise, and then football wise, it's just becoming the best player I can be is gonna be great. It's just something I'm really looking forward to.
Do you are you a big NFL fan? Are you a college fan? Are you up all night in the middle of the night watching games in the fall? How do you keep up with it?
I've always liked the New York Giants, so they've been the team that I've watched. But now, like as of late, like I've kind of started getting into college football too, because I know since it's been my goal to play college football, I kind of felt like I might have to know a little bit more about it before I get into the whole college football world. So for the last couple of years, I've been watching a lot of college football too.
Sure, sure. And is it on replay, or are you staying up all night to watch games?
I mean, I usually try to watch them like live, but there's always the ones that start at like 2 a.m. over here. So I kind of prioritize my sleep and my work just a little more than watching the game in real time.
That's probably a good thing. And so what does the fall look like for you? How does kind of the season with the academy look? Who else do y'all play, and what is that fall season like?
So the thing is with the academy, they like take the 10 best players from Sweden every year. So we can't play other Swedish teams. We have to play other European teams, and that usually happens in the spring.
Okay.
So right now I'm playing my season with my club team back in Stockholm.
Okay.
So we just had our first game this weekend. Got a great team win, so that was fun. The season is pretty short because there are still like a lot of restrictions with the pandemic and everything over here. So I mean it's not gonna be a long season, but I'm trying to do as much as I can. We had a good game this weekend. Ended up with like 4 touchdowns and 150 yards. So it felt great to get out there and start the season. But we'll see how we finish. It's gonna be fun.
Sure. And with the club teams, is there a big fan support? Do you have people who come out and watch like it's a local team, or what does it kind of feel like in that regard?
Not really. It's pretty small.
Yeah.
We have like 100 people at our games, so it's going to be a big difference getting over there.
That's what I was going to get at. 100,000 people in Kyle Field will be a little bit different feel for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be so fun. I'm really excited about that.
Awesome. Well, hey Theo, thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time, and we'll look forward to getting you here in America.
Thank you for having me. It was great. Thank you so much.